Daniel. Hi, Steve. It is such a pleasure and honor to speak with both of you. I love both of your work, and you guys are fantastic in this show.
Thank you
so much.
Of course. So these questions are going to be for both of you. But first off, I want to ask what you can tease about this new season without spoiling and how it'll stand out compared to the previous ones.
I mean, I can tease there is in episode 4, I believe, there is a dance number that my character ends up doing that is 100% one of the craziest things I've ever filmed. Also one of the most fun things I've ever filmed. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, and also like I feel like for you see Geraldine and I's characters in all the seasons are sort of interested in each other romantically. And you definitely see that go a bit further than we've done with it before.
Well, I think this season gets, and first of all, I just want to attest to what Dan is talking about. Not only is the dance incredible, it's how he's made up and what he's wearing. Not to be missed.
Oh, yeah, it's the whole thing.
But this season gets, pretty dark. I mean, it's a comedy throughout. But as it goes on, and as they're on the trail and enduring hardship after hardship and starvation, it gets pretty. It comes to a dark place. So
yeah,
still very funny, but that's all I'll say.
It comes to a place that, like, after I watched that episode that Steve is mentioning, I text the writers being like, I think you did something that I thought was impossible, and managing to take us to such a dark place and also remain so like light and funny the whole time as well. Yeah.
And one thing I love is that you're getting to mix this period piece with the comedy genre. How fun is that for you guys as actors?
It's always fun. I mean, yeah, I guess in a Western drama, there hasn't been too many like comedy Westerns, but there's Blazing Saddles, just one of the best movies, Western or comedy or not, So to know that we were going to be doing a Western and, trying to deal with all of the things that really would be a challenge to a group of people, on the trail, and then finding humor in it is just, that's pure joy. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's so much of history that really, while being so horrendous, also lends itself to comedy. We did the same thing with the Dark Ages last time. There was so much about that existence day to day that is just insane to our kind of modern ideas. That it's very easy to there's a lot, it's very easy to parody. And also the joy of it as well is finding like we have there's a group of characters in episode 2, I think, in Steve's, one of the episodes Steve directed, that is really about like Instagram influencers and people they meet who are living what they call #wagon life, and so like there's we find, as well as parodying the history, we also find ways of bringing like modern ridiculousness into there as well.
You have a little competition with this question because Geraldine and Karen did some great answers, but can you guys create taglines for your characters?
Oh wow, that's really tough.
You got a pair of duds here. I mean,
yeah, wow. And Karen and
Geraldine coming up with really good,
pithy, funny things. Nothing I'm thinking of is going to be that funny. Like, here to help, but probably won't, is the first
I like that.
Yeah. That's the best I got, I think.
That's a good one. Listen, you did good. Okay, little fun question for both of you. Which of your past roles that you've played outside of this would you like to bring into this world?
I would probably say, just because this has been my answer to a lot of different, Steve has learned about this film through me doing interviews today, but Swiss Army Man, I played a character called Manny, who is a corpse coming back to life. I want to involve him in like Like, if I don't think a sequel to Swiss Army Man is possible, so I'll never get to play him again. But I would highly like to involve him in something else.
I guess I would go with Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds. I think he would just be a lot of fun to have around, and just to hear him comment on, just getting things totally wrong, just to hear him comment what he would be eating. Yeah, I think he'd be a lot of fun.
And what time period or event would you personally want to visit and see, either in the past or the future?
I mean, future is something that we've always talked about as like something where you could maybe do something really interesting with this group of whatever the characters they would choose us to be. I don't know if I have like instinctively another historical time period that I would go to, but yeah, I don't know. All the other time periods I'm thinking are like wars and things, and I don't know if that's, I don't know. Yeah. Although you could probably still, Blackadder, the last series of Blackadder was set in the First World War and is one of the best comedies ever made. So I'm sure it can be done. Yeah. Any thoughts, Steve?
I mean, I always love, Hollywood in the very beginning, like the silent movie era. And then when the comedies, yeah, I think just keep it in the silent era, and that whole discovery of being in the early studio system, I think is really rich. I think it's there was on camera, of course, there was so much great work, and I think there was so much intrigue and mayhem and conniving done off camera, that I think we'd have wonderful characters, either as actors or directors or producers or writers. That would be a fun thing to explore.
You guys really play off each other very well in this series. How would you describe your dynamic as characters in this upcoming one?
Well, we're really like opposites in a way. I mean, my character is one of the most amoral characters I think I've played, but he does have a heart. So I think that's where we sort of meet. And yeah, like one of the things that Jan and I both talked about before going into the third season was that we just wanted more scenes together. And so this season, I think you get a lot more of that. And I was thrilled with that.
Yeah, me too. And I do, as Steve says, they are just like two sets of completely opposing values that clash, but actually there is a little more overlap. I think, they very quickly, Steve realizes that this guy is kind of helplessly moral, and that he will have to kind of let go of some of that on the trail. And that's the thing that he learns from Steve as the character, as the series goes on, is, he has to let go of some of the strict religious morality in order to be able to survive and function, since, being out on the trail.
Well, thank you guys again so much for taking the time. Like I said, I love both of your work.
I appreciate that.
Great rest of your day. Congrats.
Thank you, Sophia.